Hello, my name is Joanne, and as I mentioned in the previous video, I was going to do a continuation and discuss the reason why I believe suffering exists in the world and why I feel love is the frequency, the antidote to suffering that will allow us to create a world of peace, and the divine template will be activated as given to us by the Creator to create a garden paradise of peace on earth. In the last video, I talked about my book that I wrote, The Book of Love, a series of over 200 channelings or messages from Mary Magdalene from 2021 to 2025, in which she talks about the power of love. There's been a great misperception in our world that power results from strength and control and domination and just fear-based strategies. But this really isn't power. This is the reverse of power. It is the lack of power. It is an emotional state caused from the lack of love. In truth, the true power is the power of our souls, the love and light frequencies of who we truly are. And that is that we are souls. We are mirrored images of our divine creator, of source consciousness, that has been given a unique set of characteristics, of talents, of a unique vibratory signature that allows us to exist in the world in our uniqueness. And when we live from our soul and from our uniqueness, our authenticity, we are able to manifest the life that we love, a life of joy, a life of peace. But in order to do that, we must exist in love. And from what I observed recently over my several years of writing on social media, as referenced in the earlier video, and from my lifelong observations of how the world works, why it is the way that it is, I've come to the conclusion that the lack of love is at the root of all negative things in the world. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And I have a couple of graphics to help explain this. This is a Photoshop image I created over 20 years ago when I took a Photoshop class to learn how to use the tool for some of the work I was doing. And this is actually the first image I created, and I like the composition so much that I still have it 20 years later. I printed it out and I created it. And what it is an image of Mother Mary, who I mentioned in my previous video, is a guide of mine, and she has been with me my entire life. And this is part of one of my favorite paintings of her, Botticelli's Madonna painting. And in that, it's Mother Mary, the world we see here, and this is an angel from a Da Vinci painting. I think it's Madonna on the Rocks. I love the angel from that. And then a couple of dolphins. I love dolphins. I think this is the Himalayas and Sirius Star and some fall leaves. So in a hand, I put these all together in this composition and included these molecules here. This is the oxytocin molecule, the molecule that represents love. And this is very significant in what is happening in the world. That this depiction that I created, it was the return of Mother Mary, showering the world, and Mother Mary is representative of the mothering, feminine energy, returning and showering the world with the oxytocin molecule to fill the world with love energy. And what's so interesting about that is my most recent learning experience had to do with when I was on social media and I found myself among a group of narcissistic individuals. So I knew a little bit about narcissistic individuals, but not too much. So narcissistic individuals basically are individuals who lack love. Their heart centers are closed and they lack empathy. And I watched a lot of videos to learn more about it, listened to a lot of experts, and I am by no means an expert on the topic. But from a spiritual perception, I could see what was going on with the individuals I ran across who were narcissistic. So I'm going to bring out another visual I made that explains why there's suffering in the world and why love is the antidote to suffering, and it includes how the narcissistic individuals fit into it. Okay, in this graphic that I made, it's based upon the idea of the Hawkins scale of consciousness, where the love vibration is at the vibration of 500. They did muscle testing, or he did muscle testing, and he put the emotions, human emotions, on a scale of consciousness. And the love vibration is the vibration that allows us to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so from the writing I did with Mary Magdalene, and she talks about this in the messages in the book of love, that in order to enter into the heavenly kingdom, any place that is in the vibration of love or above it, it has to be entered through the heart center, and there must be love in the heart. So people who are narcissistic can't reach this vibration because they've closed off their heart center. And what I was shown, and why I was told to go on social media, is to heal people who had their heart centers were closed, not necessarily narcissistic people, but anyone who had wounding to the heart. I discovered that the dark forces, those who want to keep humanity enslaved in the matrix, which is anything beneath the vibration of love, they do not vibrate at the energy of love, and it's because they have a wounded inner child. And this is what Mother Mary told me, and why my guides had me go on social media, was to bring healing energy and teachings. If people didn't want my healing energy, that's fine with me. But to do writings that at least show them that, hey, they might have this inner child wounding, which I think every human pretty much gets from after they're born in the world, because the dark forces programmed all the systems in order to wound children, in order to keep control of them. My healing has a lot to do with healing the inner child and opening the heart center to love. My healing and writing had to do with that. What I found when I was on social media is that the people who I ran across who weren't very nice at all, I could see their energy, and every person that I saw their energy who attacked me, particularly using dark magic, unfortunately, but there are many who call themselves, I don't really like these terms, witches and warlocks, but I call them broomstick riders. And this is because I don't like when people use their free will choice to override the free will choice of God's children. If they want to exist in their matrixy world that I have in here, in the 3D world, and do this to each other, I mean, it's not a very nice thing, but that's their existence, okay? If they want to do it, they're using their free will to subjugate another person to their free will with their magic or whatever, and they can stay down here. The problem exists is when these individuals who really lack love because they have wounds and chose not to heal the wounds and chose instead to use strategies to control others because they're wounded and never healed, and their wounds also open up their energy field for dark energies, a host of them, to get into their energies and control them, okay? And I've noticed some of these people align themselves to those dark energies because they want power, but it's going to backfire, because what happens is those dark energies will end up using them. It's a very sad dynamic, but this is the power structure that I decoded after all the experiences I went through on social media as to why there's suffering in the world. Because those people who do things in the dark don't want others to see them, to control humanity. They use falsity, lies, manipulation, control tactics, the patriarchy, male domination, a system I greatly dislike because it's male energy out of balance, used in a negative way. It's not the balanced male energy that you would find up in the higher dimensions. Okay, so they're taking what they want, their greed, their need for power, money, whatever, control, and they're using God's children for themselves, for whatever they want, because they lack empathy, they lack love, And all of them are wounded individuals, is my conclusion. So the people in powerful people who are doing not so nice things for humanity are all adults, wounded children who decided not to heal, okay? And a lot of these children are from family lineages or the dark bloodlines, okay? And I noticed there's a pattern in those families where the parents either directly traumatize the children or they allow the children to be traumatized to keep them in this energy of the family tradition. Although there are some children in these families who rise above, who heal, and who reach the vibration of love and work to better their lives and better the lives of others. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And ultimately, that's the goal, to uplift all of creation. Everyone's included in it, but they have to have their free will choice. And many who are in this group do not choose to ascend. And when I first went on to write on Twitter, my soul told me there are certain people who have the ability to help humanity. They need to heal. They need to ascend to do this first. And so my soul was sent there to do that, but they chose not to ascend and chose to stay here. So that was their choice, and that's fine. But don't attack the messenger. And that's where the big error was made, because I was sent there as a healer, as a representative of the Creator to help God's children. So I learned a lot from that experience, and I think my soul really wanted me to know firsthand how these lower vibrational people work. Everyone has a soul. Everyone has a potential to rise above. But my soul wanted me to see those who chose not to. So then that would give me the tools to help others who are kept in this lower vibration by them, okay? And that is what I am doing. So my main thought process here is we have, as children of God, we have free will choice. And we were given sovereign rights by the Creator to create a life of joy. The people down here who chose to stay in the matrix and control it and run it, along with their non-human people energies, okay, they take their free will and try to control everyone else. And I'm saying 2026 is the year that this changes, that the empaths who previously ran into the narcissist, and there was a constant battle between the empath and the narcissist. Empaths are people who are compassionate and loving and care about another, but the problem is most empaths have wounds which they overgive. They want to help others at the expense of helping themselves. So once they go through a particular experience or an awakening, they transform into super empaths, where they can observe the people that they're trying to help. If they don't want the help, they're fine, and then they can heal others from this more powerful perspective. So this is all higher dimensional stuff here. So now the empaths across the planet, many of which are light workers, are increasing in vibration and ascending to the super empaths. And what they're doing is they're taking the light that has grown in strength and power within them, and they're working together, and I'm one of the light workers, to take their light from this higher vibrational frequency and their love and fill the planet with it. And their light and their love is pouring down into the matrix. Okay, light and love is pouring down into the matrix. And what that does is acts as like a vibrational hammer, or a sledgehammer, I like to say, and starts to break the matrix programming apart. And when the matrix programming breaks apart like that, it makes it easier for the people who are still in 3D, controlled by the programming, but who are good people with good hearts, yet they're still not quite at the vibration of love fully. And all this light and love pouring down into the earth all across the planet is enabling other people to rise in frequency. And this is the goal, to get many others to rise in frequency to the vibration of love that sets forth that event of cascading light filling the planet that just illuminates the hearts and minds of humanity fully. And that is the Great Awakening happening. The people down here do not want this to happen. They want their world to continue on forever so they can reap the benefits of it. But the Creator says, and our higher selves say, it's time for change. It's time to end the suffering on earth and transform the earth into the garden paradise that it's meant to be. And we have all the codes of consciousness to do this inside of our DNA. The love and light that the light workers, star seeds, and others are sending throughout the planet is activating the DNA code inside of humanity to awaken and lift up in vibration to live from the vibration of love. And once the vibration of love is reached, that is the prerequisite to peace, to world peace. And when we start hitting the vibration of love, our galactic families will show themselves to us full scale. And people will be able to see angels like I see and galactics, and it will unify the cosmos. So when we uplift humanity, we're not just uplifting the planet, we are uplifting the all of creation. And Mary Magdalene has given me the message in my writings with her that we uplift the all of creation. The vibration of love is the antidote to all that ills the world, to all suffering in the world, because it increases the vibration in order to end the control of humanity. Those keeping all the good things, the technologies, the cures, the housing, the food, away from people who truly can use them in order to maintain control. And then once their power structure is disassembled, we get all the goodness and abundance that we so deserve as children of the Creator. So the Creator is with us always in source consciousness. And the greatest power that exists is in our soul, the love and light of our souls. So don't let any of this down here deceive you into believing there's more power in darkness. There is not. Any dark energy has to submit to us when we tell them to leave, or we tell them to go away, or we send them to their next level of ascension, because we are children of the Creator. We are children of the one true Creator of all. We have the Christ light and consciousness within them, and they know that they have to submit to us. And a lot of them, as I said in the last video, want to also ascend in consciousness because they want to feel love too. And that's something that a lot of the religions won't tell us, a lot of spiritual leaders do not tell us, a lot of other world leaders will not tell us because they want to keep their operational system afloat. But we know better when we live from the kingdom of heaven that exists within our heart, the love and light of our true nature, the love and light of our souls. So may the love and light of Christ be with you eternally in your heart center, allowing it to blossom like a rose under the golden sun, so that you may realize your full potential of love and light, the consciousness you are, the soul you are, filled with the power, the kingdom and the glory of your higher self, aligned to the one true Creator of all. Okay, I thank you for listening to my message, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.